Welcome back, this is Sane, doing another tutorial here. What's happening here is we're making a custom CP system that works in any range, okay? So what's gonna happen here is you're gonna have a collision, okay? Make sure your collision is actually like down below because it's gonna be pretty huge. Okay? You could do a test value for this. For 500. And put it down. Right there, and then go back to 10 again. So we're gonna see where your values. It's gonna be below the floor. Just put it right there. Okay. Move these up. Okay, so pretty much what's gonna happen is as soon as the game starts, or as soon as you want an animation to intercept with another animation, okay? You could turn this trigger on. But this isn't going to borrow from all the animations, and you probably don't want to. But this is certain animations of certain sizes. If you want a certain size field, I'm going to do it this way. A variable data source. Make sure you set your variable to 500. Or actually even better, just do the 400 because it's going to get too big. But the max is 500, okay? And then when the off switch hits, it's going to be to, no, well, I did it wrong. It's going to be to, 0. So right now it's going to be 0. Okay, and then we're gonna just take this. Take the size, I mean. Put it in here. It's gonna be 0. So if the size is 0, it's invisible. So just to let you know. Okay. Alright, so pretty much what's gonna happen here is you want a following OP. Make sure that's the way it is. Make sure your X is here, your Y is here, and your Z is here. Make sure your two input operator is negative 0.05. So it's just slightly below your game character. So it doesn't interfere with your jump. And that's the Y coordinate. Make sure all 3 coordinates are connected to your player. Make sure each one of these is connected to the player. Make sure this is actually on one something so you can actually see what you're doing. Because you need to select this to the or the checkpoint won't work. So what's going to happen here is it's going to trigger this on, so the checkpoint's always on. Okay, so you don't even have to do the size thing, but the size thing is just for editing purposes. You don't want like a 400-kilometer collision box in the middle of your editing. It's going to mess it up. You're not going to be able to see what you're doing. You understand? And what it's going to do is when you hit the checkpoint, it's going to turn on the checkpoint, turn on its collision, and then after 100 milliseconds, it's going to turn off the checkpoint and turn off the collision to decoration only. Because it needs that. Because the reason why you're turning it off is so it doesn't interfere with your player gravity. You understand? Because for some reason these, even though these don't have physical objects, they interfere, okay? And you have to turn them off. And what's going to happen here is this is just a regular portal, okay? See, your physics type is selected. Make sure the size, it could be any size, 10 is recommended. Make sure, keep velocity, keep position, and you can just change this, the orientations and stuff to get it just right? That's all personal preference. Make sure your portal is connected to the portal up here, because you're going to go down here and then respawn here, okay? And make sure both portals are activated by the player. It doesn't give you a visual representation, but they are connected because it highlighted blue, okay? So when that's done, it should actually work. So we can play test it now. We start here, we're gonna fall off. Something didn't work. What did not work? This is off, that's why. So if that was off, the size is 0, so it doesn't work, and it's not going to work anyway. Because this is not on, you understand? Turn it off, it should work. Let's grab this, put it below the floor. See if that makes a difference. Okay, so this is going to be our checkpoint system. We're going to walk off, respawn back, walk off, respawn back, walk off, respawn back, walk off. And you can do it as infinite amount of times as you want. You understand? You can even tie this to like a black screen and exposure on and off, and it should work like a custom checkpoint if you want to do some animations as well. So that's how you do it, guys. You obviously won't be able to make that jump. But yeah, maybe you can. No, you can't. Okay, so that's the end of my tutorial. Hopefully that helped. You can also do this with any object in the game if you want to make a physical object. I'm going to show you another thing I did real quick on Puzzle Jump Master, but this ties in with another tutorial. Right here. We could do it right here. So what's going to happen here is physics is going to be on. And then what's going to happen here is the ball's going to come down. And it's the same basic concept. It's just literally a portal. Literally a portal doing the same thing. So I'm saying the legend, that was the end of my that's not the Let's Play walkthrough, that's the end of my tutorial, and I'll see you guys maybe in a tutorial in the future. Well, I want to cover these tutorials because there's not really tutorials on this, and this is the easiest way to make respawn points. So if you want to make a first-person shooter like Halo on a multiplayer session, you can do stuff like this too. So yeah, you can make almost any game you want on Trials if you put your mind to it. Okay, later.